welcome to our next episode of Making Tracks. Today, Peter Droke and I are headed up to Kipp and Cat Lake, which is really about 115 kilometers from Clarenville, one way, and we're going to dive into some of the history of logging and logging operations along the Terra Nova River, just to kind of get an appreciation for what we're about to see. So come along with us and enjoy. First, a little bit of background. Terra Nova River Valley stretches some 140 kilometers from the river mouth in Glovertown to its headwaters in the heart of the Middle Ridge Wildlife Reserve. It includes some big, uniquely named lakes such as Nandock Lake, Dog Pond, Kipp and Cat Lake, Lake St. John, Nova-Kepenkeck Lake, and Terra Nova Lake. This waterway provided a natural highway for early central Newfoundland logging and pulp milling operations. The town of Terra Nova was the most easterly Anglo-Newfoundland Development Company's logging division, and it was also the furthest logging division from the mill in Grand Falls. Terra Nova started its life as a sawmilling community. A sawmill was first established there in 1894. It was only later that the wood was harvested for papermaking. Regardless, wood was cut and boomed in Nova-Kepenkeck Lake, Lake Kipp and Cat, John's Pond, and Lake St. John, and it was flowed down the Terra Nova River. By 1960, the A&D company had a sawmill set up in Lake St. John, and that mill went on to become the first operational plant for what's now Sexton's Lumber Company. In the mid-1960s, pulpwood operations ceased in the area, and it became focused solely on sawmilling, much of which ended in the 1970s. You can still clearly see the traces of the past in Terra Nova town and up through the valley. In today's trip, we'll explore some of that. A route takes us from Terra Nova River, up through Terra Nova Lake, past Pinson's Pond, past Nova-Kepenkeck Lake, past Lake St. John, up to Kipp and Cat Lake. So, stay with us as we head up through the valley. So the ride from Clarenville is about 50 kilometers, so you leave. I always consider the Shoal Harbor start point here. And we go up through, and you go past Thorburn Lake, through the tube on Trans-Canada Highway, which is about the 20-kilometer mark here, along some beautiful scenery, including this beautiful river, the trestle in Port Blanford, and through Port Blanford. Port Blanford takes a little while, so you got to be careful going through there. Up through Terra Nova, the river there, Southwest River, and into the town of Terra Nova. So that's going to run you about an hour and 10 minutes, depending how fast you go. Looking at the Terra Nova River, you can see all kinds of signs and the remnants of logging operations from years past. Looking down the river, you can see the pylons where the booms used to be connected. This is where a giant jack ladder was to pull the logs out of the water so that they can load them onto trains. Up by the trestle, you can see, up the river, you can see the various pylons there for directing logs. From Terra Nova, you can head west along the forestry access road there, and that road's in really good shape, and it brings you up through to Kipp and Cat. Now, the first thing you see at the 12-kilometer mark is the 8-mile bridge, which crosses the Terra Nova River at the top of Terra Nova Lake. The road's in relatively good shape, and you can make some good time. Lots of cottages and cabins up there, and it seems like they've taken really good care of the road. So it is fairly easy going and a fairly scenic ride. So you can take your time going up there, no problem to do. As you move along even further, you will cross the transmission line. The transmission line that goes across the island and goes to Labrador. The road continues. As you see, it gets a little narrower as we move along, but again, really good shape. There's certainly no lack of wildlife up there too. We saw this guy cross the road here, and you get some unique bridges. People who own cabins have built bridges across these rivers, and you know, I wouldn't want to drive a truck across them, but certainly they're well built for taking your ATV across. And here's Here's a bird's eye view of going across it. So that 66-kilometer route that stretches from Terra Nova right up to Kipp and Cat is laced with all kinds of history. And up at Kipp and Cat you can see remnants of where sawmills were, and even the slabs are still there, you know. It's a testament to the people who worked in the place, and you know, it is worth taking a look at. So I encourage you to take that trip to Kipp and Cat. Thanks for watching. I'm Paul Tilley. See you later.